passes.
I don't know. God, if the spreads, there's the Athena ultimate coming out as well. Here he comes in. Oh, he's gonna do so much damage. He just needs to ult him and get the ult to detonate. He has it here. Now go to the incon. They just need to detonate on 3 here. If they can just kill Kiki and get it to bot. They did. The poison spread around now.
Hey, MMOHuts community, I'm back in Atlanta one more time. This is DizzyPW, and we finally got some of Todd Harris's time to tell us a little bit about Smite's upcoming Season 2 changes. Now, we just saw a little bit about the map. What is the main thing that stands out to you about the new changes to the map that you're really excited about?
I think it's just the art really supporting the theme of Conquest. I mean, the art team has always had in the background some backstory about Smite that we haven't talked a lot about externally, right? It's really just gods battling. But to help the artist, there is backstory there around two sides and basically the siege of Olympus. So a Greek-themed map and this one side that is entering siege on the more pristine side. And so that was visible in the original version of Conquest, but the art team was just excited to take it to the next level and really embrace that scene, and so they've done that with the new art. So I think that's number one, is just a more highly theme around that backstory, which will be continuing to communicate to players, in future deliverables. I guess the second thing that I know was a goal for the team was just better landmarking, just making areas of the map really stand out more to both new players and experienced players, whether that be the two sides themselves or the specific buff camps. So those would be the two top things.
So, for instance, what he's talking about, as you can see here, is they're going to have lava actually flowing down from the volcano behind the Chaos side, going into one of the lanes, so the people entering their lane will actually know, oh, I'm not on the single side or I'm not on the duo side. And beyond that, you guys also are doing some really impressive lighting systems on this, such as the volcanic ash kind of casting this ominous shadow over one of the sides. How long have you guys been working on this?
I would say this is by far the longest single art deliverable we've done, not only on Smite, but for any Hi-Rez game. I mean, we've added a lot of great talent to the environment art team, not only in terms of assets, but also some lighting tech, as you mentioned, as well as just optimizing the map, because we're trying to make sure that the visuals were upgraded, but also that we don't lose any performance, and that PCs that can run Smite can continue to run Smite well. So, I mean, it has been a large team working, for over the past 5 months, basically, on the deliverable.
And then another thing, I got to talk to Scott Zier for a minute about any more gameplay-oriented changes to the map, and he said it's mostly staying similar to where it is. You guys decided that there wasn't really balance changes needed going into it, and you wanted to focus more on the visual?
Yeah, the primary upgrade is definitely visuals. I mean, Scott and the team have made a couple changes with regard to some of the buff locations, just trying to make sure that more gods stay visible. But even that change, I would say we're going to test throughout PTS and make sure that that it works well. But certainly the primary motivation for the change was visual, even more than gameplay.
And then the actual individual buff camps that you've set up is really wild. I like the idea of actually making like a rogue looking. You guys are taking advantage of, what's his name, the Cyclops?
Oh, Denton, yes.
Yes, the new Dentons are looking wild. I imagine you guys were mostly just going to focus on Fire Giant and the Gold Fury, but you've got some really wild, interesting, hilarious-looking characters. They actually seem to react to what's going on around them instead of just standing there waiting to die. But can you tell us about the really hefty animations that you put in to make the Gold Fury and Fire Giant really stand out, especially to new players not knowing what they're getting into?
Yeah, I mean, I think the players will definitely enjoy that. The fact that Smite is a 3D game and you're right there in the environment, we really have an opportunity to give those characters more character. And so, as you mentioned, I mean, the Fire Giant is bursting through this contained box, right? So the animation team and technical team definitely had a good time treating all those applications that people see in the B-roll.
Another thing I really like, you guys started off with kind of questionable turn timers. Now you guys are actually adding animations that will give people a visual indicator of the cooldown on these camps. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, I think that the first step that we did a while back was just making the cooldowns actually visible in a graphical form to players so that they didn't have to rely on a third-party app and everyone was on the same page, basically. And now, again, we're trying to take that gameplay element and take advantage of the 3D characters and have the animations themselves really indicate that.
Fantastic. There's not a whole lot more we can talk about that right now. I know that what we saw was only the tip of the iceberg, so to speak, and what you have ready. Possibly even a new camp. They didn't show us, so there's nothing more I can say about that. We'll see if it works out in testing. Let's talk a little bit. I want to do some overreactions for the tournament, just to get kind of a reaction out of you and see what you think. First of all, I don't know, man. I saw some substitutions on the listing for the Chinese and Latin American teams. I don't think that any Latin American or Chinese team is going to eliminate a European or U.S. team. I don't even think they're going to last 25 minutes in one match. What do you think to that?
Wow. Bold statements. I would have to say they're going to have a very tough time taking out an NA or EU team. I'm going to go over on the 25 minutes, though. I think that's a little overconfident. So I think they're going to go over on the 25-minute match, but I would be surprised for them to take a victory off of an NA or EU team. They've just been playing too long.
Fantastic. All right. I'll give the Chinese a little bit more credit on this one. I think that they're not only going to have the loudest cheering squad, but I think they're going to have the cutest cheering squad from what I've seen so far.
From the Chinese fans? I'll give you cutest, but loudest is going to have to go to Cognitive Prime. I mean, he is a hometown favorite, Barracuda. He's been playing Smite for a long time. He's gotten some actually really cool coverage from the local press here. I think he's going to show up hard with friends and family, some of them shirtless, with that Cognitive painted across their chest. So not cutest, but loudest is going to go to Cognitive Prime.
And shirtless.
Definitely most nude.
All right. One more before we go over time. My prediction is that the God Scene in the Cinematic Tournament will either be banned or not picked throughout this entire tournament. You think that's going to be different?
So every God shown in the Smite cinematic will be either banned or not played.
Correct.
Wow. Let me run through those in my head really quickly. So you're thinking Thor is going to be banned out completely and not slip in? No, he's going to be played. He's going to be played. At least one God will be played in competitive play.
All right, there you have it. You think it's going to be Thor? I don't know. I don't think people want to see Thor anymore. It's just, all right, actually, I do have one last overreaction for you.
Okay.
And that is every single time you guys have held a major tournament inside of Atlanta, the weather has just gone insane, like the gods are giving their approval. Do you think that the Smite World Championship is going to cause the day after tomorrow to become real?
Wow. I predict that lightning may strike twice at Cobb Energy Center. Could happen.
In 10-degree weather?
10-degree weather. It's the coldest weather we've had. I mean, that's a sign, right? Norse gods OP.
It's a sign that Ymir wanted more FaceTime in the cinematic trailer. All right, thanks so much for your time, Todd.
All right, thanks very much for the questions. Shout out to MMOHuts.
And check the description below because we've got fresh convention skins that we're going to be giving out. Details there. This is DizzyPW and Todd Harris signing out.
He's going for it. Stunned. There's another one. Triple kill for Repicas. Going again. Hi-Rez the target. Jumping away. Jumping back in. Quadra kill for Repicas.
And now they're going to push us to the Phoenix in mid lane. They've all got fire drive. The respawn time is 40 seconds plus on almost all of them. Are you... What happened? What? How is this possible? This is going to